better.
We're live, by the way. Just want to let you know you weren't really ready, so.
Cool. I will sit down.
So what is up, ladies and gentlemen of the internet? Jade Farrar coming at you once again. And you know, off the back of the really awesome, you like got wet patches on your top.
Well, I did want to change it before we went live.
That's alright. Off the back of a really awesome conversation we just had with Michael Pullman, I really just wanted to open the floor for the next hour or so and have a conversation about accessibility in New Zealand. So for me, this is off the back of an article that was on the spin-off, and I'm going to see if I can pull it up for you guys just now. It is available at facebook.com/Jade Farrar Official, but I'm going to bring it up for you in a second. And the article's called "How Accessible Will the New Kiwi Build Homes Be?" So let me just get the scene going here. Cool. And coming back to this, you know, there is a couple of really key people in this article. The government's flagship Kiwi Build policy has always intended to lead the way on housing in the creation of good quality, affordable homes that first-time buyers can spend years or even decades in. But advocates are concerned that the policy will leave disabled people behind. At present, design accessibility standards have not been finalised for the Kiwi Build program. Both head of Kiwi Build Stephen Barclay and spokesperson for Minister Phil Twyford says accessibility standards were being given active consideration, with Mr. Barclay adding that the goal is to ensure Kiwi Build homes meet the needs of a diverse range of households. But what is clear is that a significant number of the 100,000 homes to be built, that should say, over the 10-year life of the program, will be apartments or multi-story buildings, and those types of buildings can present serious challenges for the disabled community, which is more sizable than commonly assumed. About 1 in 4 New Zealanders have some sort of disability or access issue. And the article goes on, and it's here somewhere. Dr. Esther Woodbury, who I happen to know really well, gives mention to only 2% of current New Zealand housing stock being currently accessible. So, on that basis, you know, I really just wanted to open the floor and say, geez Louise, guys, we got some work to do.
Okay.
Like, sure, I work across, what's it called? Support system transformation.
Yes.
I work across that, but that has nothing to do with the Kiwi Build policy. That is only concerning support funding. And my post is falling down again. Why do we even bother trying to keep that thing up?
Because I hadn't cleaned the wall yet, and I thought you might want to on screen.
Well, that's what I thought we were doing.
Yeah, I was I was doing, but I thought start here.
So again, you know, yes, I am known for that, and I'm across disability policy from a support system point of view. And apologies to our international friends out there that have come to join tonight. This will be a very New Zealand centric conversation, but I wanted to open the floor to my colleagues and friends in New Zealand and have a chat about what exactly we do. I think the more that I work on this stuff, the more that I realize it cannot be left up to able-bodied decision makers and influencers to sort out for us. And in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, big shout out to Ants Ventures.
Hey, Ant.
Thank you for coming along tonight. She says we need to hammer Twyford. That's putting it lightly.
Yes.
So, I mentioned this at the top of the show, but 24% of the overall population of New Zealand, granted there's larger pockets in some regions than others, fully accept that, but 24% of the New Zealand population is disabled.
So, can I just confirm, they said disabled, is that including older people? That's not including our older people, is it?
No, that does. The 24% does include the aging population across the lifespan.
I guess something we can do to our international friends, we can put out the call to you. We would love to talk to the right advocates from your areas of the world, and actually what is accessibility like for you? You know, what are you doing right?
Exactly. And just to say, guys, I did want this to be an interactive stream. I'm a big fan of leaving the Discord open. If you are in Discord and you're a sub or part of the Farrar Familia, feel free to jump in the Discord right now. The mic is on. The channel is open. Let's have a robust discussion, because I feel, this is the thing, off the back of what I said on Mike's stream, I feel more and more we need to do the work. We got to stop thinking that someone will sort us out. We got to stop thinking that we should put all our faith in one basket. If accessibility issues are going to be solved, if human rights issues are going to be solved, I think it's going to be solved by our communities. Right here, right now. Me, you, Ant, Mike, the people of New Zealand, the disabled people of New Zealand, and their whānau are going to be the ones to solve this. And in the chat right now, we have Mr. Michael Pullman in the Discord, rather. How's it going?
Hey.
Good, how are you?
Thank you so much for joining us, Mike. Massive props for your stream tonight. How do you feel about how it went from your point of view?
Yeah, really good. I mean, it was nice to have a chat with you again, and yeah, I don't know really. It's still coming down from it, but really keen to chat about this access thing, because it's a problem.
So I'm probably going to sound like a broken record, Mike, but this is probably going to be my punchline for the night. I want to be someone to help the disability community get more proactive. And I want to know, the reason I'm doing the show tonight is I want to know what I can do to help get people to a place where they have a platform, where they have their own voice. Collective voice, I'm realizing more and more, and I'm willing to be challenged on this. Collective voice is one thing, but I think to have a collective voice, you need to have an individual voice.
Yes.
Totally
So,
agree.
And
can I confirm something just quickly? So we know systems transformation is joint ministries, right? Working to be joint ministries. But Kiwi Build, what ministries are involved?
Ministry of Housing, that's basically it. Ministry of Housing and the Ministry of Social Development.
Where's Ministry of Health, eh? They should be in there, shouldn't they?
Well, they would argue it's not their business, and this is what I'm getting at.
Yes.
So, if on one hand we say disability is a health issue and not a societal and social issue, and then the housing is being built for those with social and housing issues, you see the paradigm?
Yes.
We're being locked out of the conversation, essentially. I'm willing to be challenged too, Ants, because I realise you're here and you're very much on the ground. You're very practical, particularly in the mid-central area. And I'd love to hear from you about whether my perspective is wrong or whether you have a different view. Mike, what do we do? Your brand, your social capital is ever growing. So what do we do to support the disability community to get more practical? Or is that even what we need to do?
I think we need to constantly be thinking and planning about what else we can be doing, and I'm excited for system transformation, and I know that you guys have done a shit ton of work on it. But I don't see, like I said tonight, I think a lot of this falls over when you have a disabled person who wants to move out of mum and dad's house and move out of the residential service, and hello, there's no accessible property. You can't. You're hamstrung right there because you can't do life if you don't have a house. So I think it's so important, this accessibility thing, and what we do is we need to present the facts to Kiwi Build. We need to paint the picture, and we need to talk about, hang on, this is actually discrimination. If you guys don't have a requirement within your policies and procedures or whatever, I don't know the terminology, but how is it not discrimination if they don't have it? I'd love someone to explain that to me.
I wanted to pose this question, and I'd love you to jump in as well, Hannah. Because this is a debate, and I'd love to see what Ant has to say as well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, now this might sound cynical even for me, do you think that support providers are looking forward to the fact communities are not ready for transformation, which means disabled people will need to rely on them more than ever?
I'll let Hannah answer that one.
Yeah.
I mean, this may not apply to Mike because he's self-managing. Like,
Yes.
airing that out, he's already self-managing. But in the future...
Yes, I definitely believe, especially those individuals who have providers now, who they believe are well supported, I believe they will be relying on them more than ever, because they think, whole new world, I think I can go to somebody I know already, but they could be easily taken advantage. Will they be transitioned away from actually not relying on a service and understanding what it means to self-manage? Could that also be something that could be actually providers focus on and monetize on? It is going to be a journey.
Don't you love that? Like, don't you actually just love that disabled people are monetized?
I hate it. And something else that... sorry, I'm just going to get off my chest. Totally going away from that point for a while, but I actually think of housing, I think of question to be asked. This is not about Kiwi Build, but it is about accessibility. And I know that we've experienced it with our work. what is the policy for hotels, motels, accommodation
Yeah.
to have accessible rooms? I think also they have one room type that is accessible. They don't often have the higher price rooms accessible. And there's normally around 4. Now, with the work that we've been doing, we're needing at least 6 accessible rooms.
At any one time, you
At
mean?
any one time. So it's
Yeah.
a 6 with the group that we're working with. And then if there's anyone else requiring accessibility. But also the other thing that hotels are not good at is actually figuring out. Now, they're not wanting to discriminate if somebody is actually needing a disabled room, but the fact is they're not willing to figure out if there is a need for a person to have a disabled room or if they just want an accessible room. They would just give them an accessible room because they've requested an accessible room. There's not actually a need.
The only thing I'd say is hotel rooms are one thing, Hannah, but we're talking about people's everyday lives. We're talking about their livelihood. We're talking about their ability to access the community. I mean, if you look at the article, you know, Dr. Woodbury, Esther, I do know her, full disclosure. She talks about there only being 2% of available housing stock being accessible.
It's horrible, and I guess why I mention accommodation is because, you know, we are individuals, and if we start with housing, it should actually, move towards accommodation being accessible because we have lives, and just like anybody else, we should be allowed to enjoy accommodation.
I mean, the anecdotes that I put out there around not being able to visit my friends' houses, like it just didn't happen. Like the reality that most young people in New Zealand have about hanging out, sleeping over houses, getting to know different families. It just doesn't happen in the disability sector, Mike.
Yeah, there's a couple of things I want to say. The word that Hannah used right at the start was journey, and you know this is going to be a long journey, and you know I'm not trying to turn this into take a shot at system transformation, because I do believe it's a good thing. However, there's more to the disability, providing better life outcomes than what system transformation is actually going to be realistically able to achieve. Secondly, and this is probably very controversial, but I'm going to say it anyway, disabled people will not be able to have full employment opportunities, full tertiary education opportunities, living within the confines of a residential service. It just will not work.
Can I hear that again? Sorry, I possibly was trying to add more people to the conversation.
Disabled people will not, the majority of which anyway, who live in residential services, will not be able to work, have sustainable work opportunities or educational opportunities living within the confines of a residential service. It's just not possible.
Absolutely agree. And if I can just come to the chat, Mike, thank you so much for being part of this conversation. Ant is going great guns. She says, a little worried about those with mobility issues that are coming to the Manawatu for jobs in the systems transformation. Our housing stock is shit. She also says the providers need a kick up the ass. I love the frank language being used. And definitely those in the Farrar familia and on Team JD can actually say what they like in my chat without getting booted. We've got some serious concerns down here regarding IDEA services. Would love to hear a bit more about that. Ants, it was a bit of a trailing off comment. I really want to get into depth about what's going on there. We need a whole of life disability law. What is... I've always been really strong about the idea that we needed a Person with Disabilities Act in New Zealand.
Yeah.
But there actually have been some, what do you call them? People sort of advocating against that.
Yes, you.
Because they feel like it would other us. Be interested in other people's views around that.
I
Well,
guess.
that's the thing, JD. I mean, this the story that came out on TV1 the other day about disabled people, something like 1,500 disabled people earning less than $5 an hour for work, and there were people within the community that were defending that, and sitting behind the it's not just about the money. Well, okay, but and when the
Yeah.
people are always going to defend the crap.
I mean, I've heard the case being made just on the minimum wage stuff around the fact that if you don't allow the exemption, they get no opportunities at all.
I guess
What
maybe
does that tell you?
I guess maybe what we do is we don't say a disabled law. We just do something like a bit eerie theory. You could say a whole of life law, whole of life approach law. So it means, okay, wages come under that. It basically means all of the needs of a person with a disability, but more of a social model approach to it rather than, oh, you've got a disability, so, yeah. And I really think something too, Ants, and I really question this. It would be really interesting. You say your housing is shit right now. I wonder if you guys could be almost representatives and leaders of housing developments of the need to have. So I think there's going to need to be a representative who just solely focuses on houses and the lack of accessible houses.
You know, I would put it back on the mid-central disability community in the spirit of being proactive, and I'd say, Ants, I fully agree with your concept of kicking Twyford's ass, and I would advocate that you guys are the ones to do it.
Yeah.
If we're starting a transformation, granted it's not in the same space, but if we're starting one, and it's starting with you guys, you need to be whooping asses all over the place. And I know you're in some really strategic conversations with the local councils, with the local council, rather, in the Mid-Central. And I completely support your challenge to them to adopt the GL principles as part of a accessibility charter going forward. It's absolutely necessary. Absolutely necessary. Did you know that Ants did that, Mike?
Yeah, I did hear something about that. I think to make it really general and really black and white. I think the only way we're going to solve this, Jade, is actually just having a law where houses have to meet not just minimum accessible requirements, but universal design, man. I mean, it's just that's the only way we're going to fix this, because New Zealand already has a housing crisis. We do, and the Kiwi Build project is more focused on getting houses built quickly, to cater to the majority, and the disabled community is not the majority of the people in the housing market, or at least not by the numbers, because disabled people are still very much hidden from their own communities.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're going to get really basic, this is actually what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Not to be negative.
No, that's all right. That's all right. Yeah.
So my question would be put back on you, Mike and Jade. So how long does it take to actually pass a law?
Oh, it can take, well, depending on what kind of law it is, it can take anywhere from 6 months to 3 years.
So a law like the accessibility law, a law like the housing law.
Well, a bill hasn't been submitted yet.
So all what I'm trying to say is we're going to sit back for 3 years and wait for a law to come out.
I see. It's kind of the process. I mean, Ants likes the idea of kicking down doors, and actually, secretly, I'm a closet kicking down doors kind of guy.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't like people seeing me do it, but I love the idea of kicking down doors.
I love actually what you said earlier to another colleague. Can I share this?
Go ahead.
You actually said, I actually love leading from behind. And I think it is truly amazing. Giving power to others to actually have their voice, but you're supporting others to lead and you're leading.
Yeah, I mean, this is a bit of a sidetrack on the conversation, but my kick, my zest for life, I guess, doesn't come from me being important. Anybody you talk to will tell you that I genuinely, like, ruthlessly do not care about being important or being in the spotlight, but I do care about the lives of people and their families being comfortable, happy, and, warm, dry, happy, everything.
Yes.
You know, I want to know that disabled people and their families are being fed, that they have a roof over their head, that they have blankets to put over themselves. I don't care about me. This has never been about me. Like, people think, I've heard things like Jade Farrar's on the rise and all this stuff. The rise where? The rise where? We've got 2% of housing stock accessible. Do I look like I'm on the rise to you?
Yeah. You're totally right. You're so right. And the whole, it's not about the what's the word I used earlier, the reputation or the standing of individuals, because it's a ticket to nowhere. No matter how far a disabled person goes, they're always going to be marginalised until we deal with these issues. And yeah.
I was at a dinner meeting, and I can't speak about who I was with because one was a client and one was a friend of my client. But we were talking about Lorna Sullivan, who got one of the director roles in the Mid-Central. And I said, guys, who is Lorna Sutherland? Because anybody over the age of 40 seems to know exactly who she is. But no one my age or younger has any idea who she is. And then we got talking about who she is, and I understand now she is lived experience, and that's really great, and fully support her appointment to one of those director roles. But it's a perfect example, and I put this to everybody in the stream today. It's the perfect example about, if your goal in life is to trade on your reputation and your social capital for your purpose in life, it's not going to mean anything in 10 years.
Yeah.
We could literally fall off the face of the earth. No one will have any idea who we are.
Yep.
Like, do you know what I mean?
What it's a perfect example of is an older person coming in and being in a leadership role within the disability community simply because they've got experience and this whole lived experience. Well, big fucking excuse me, but it's not all about lived experience, okay? It's actually about skill. And it's about, I don't want to see our community being led by a bunch of old farts. Because it's not. If we're going to do that, we're not
Okay.
going to generate the next batch of leaders.
Okay.
It's going to happen. Sorry.
So let's say that I absolutely agree with you that skill should come first. Can we agree? Can we find common ground? Thank you so much, bloke, for the 20 biddies.
Bloke.
Really appreciate that. Can we find common ground? Can we agree that empathy and respect for the life journey of disabled people can only come from disabled people?
Yeah.
Yes.
So with that in mind, we have common ground for the fact, yes, skill first, but ultimately it should be disabled persons. And to come on your side, I would say that the next stage of development in our community is to say, right, maybe we don't have people with all the skills we need. What are we doing to invest in that?
Yep.
Jade, you actually said it on Mike's stream last night, yesterday, and you actually said you were actually talking to a lot of people about internships. And I think, Mike, that's exactly what we need. We've got all these people like myself and other people that may not be recognised because, we haven't been around in the disability sector for as many years as, say, Lorna Sullivan and the CEOs of many organisations. If we're in intern roles, and I must say, getting paid for them, and we're actually learning, we're getting our names recognised, we're getting experience, I think.
And skills. The number one thing is the skills.
I think that would be a great place to start. We get one of those roles, and then it just keeps on rolling. I think, Jade, you're right. We need that.
The number one thing that I am is I'm practical, and I accept. I've read the evidence that disabled people are lacking in education. Disabled people are lacking in opportunities in terms of tertiary education. I get all that stuff, and I sit here and I'm like, so what? Mm-hmm. Do we just sit there and say, oh, that is the case? What are we doing about it? And I think, as Ant points out, the mid-central area will have a small budget allocated to community development. Okay. And I just hope that some of that money can go towards education and economic development. I talked about economic development on Mike's stream. I think disabled people and their families need to be making money. They need to be getting into business. They need to be getting into entrepreneurship. Mike needs the support and wraparound sort of advice to take his brand, his stream, his platform to the next level.
Yeah.
That to me is wholeheartedly an example of disability support.
Yeah.
It's wholeheartedly an example of removing barriers.
And I've actually got a good example of that. I had somebody of the opposite. Somebody came up to me and they were from Australia, so I'm being honest. And they actually said to me, well, you guys don't have NDIS here, but is it right for somebody to actually have support with economic development when they should be having those hours for personal support? And I said, yes, of course it's right. That person has not been able to get into work for 30 years. Now they're finally getting a chance and they're finally getting their personal cares right. Why is it not right? She said, well, the government's paying for it. I said, so what? They need to. Otherwise, they're on the benefit. What? They're earning their own money? It's better for their confidence, better for their self-esteem, better for their mental health.
Potentially stating the obvious, but disabled people and their families don't enjoy being on benefits.
No.
Okay.
No.
they don't enjoy living on the bare minimum. They don't enjoy not being able to nourish themselves properly with paleo food and high protein. Instead, they have to eat bread all day. Like, I just get so... I've been getting really emotional about this stuff lately.
You know, and I think another thing, I said it in my YouTube video yesterday, you know, that well after October 1st, there's still going to be thousands of disabled people who don't even have access to a phone, aren't allowed or can't use the internet. You know, they're just sitting...
Can't afford to use the internet, Mike.
Yeah, exactly. and even for those, not in residential services, or those who are in residential services, you know, it's a low level of existence. You know, technology is not an extravagance. It's technology is a core part of life these days, and there's just so much more than what's currently happening, and that's an opportunity for people outside of system transformation to, you know, to not become captured within that project and actually do other stuff, you know. They need the backing of the community to do it.
Just want to come to something that Bloke has said. Hi, Bloke. Human instinct is everyone wants the opportunity to pay their own way.
Yeah.
Absolutely they do.
Completely right.
Absolutely they do. I don't know a single person who may well believe in, you know, a welfare state or a liberal state that actually wants to be dependent on someone else.
No.
Hey guys, I do need to head off though. I appreciate you having me here.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, no, it's been good to have you, Mike, and I look forward to the potential to pick up this conversation in the future.
All right, mate. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you have a good night, and again, great stream today.
Thanks, Mike.
Good stuff, man.
Appreciate it.
So we're gonna be focused heavily on the chat now, guys. So look forward to your feedback. Coming back to comments that Ants made, we do see you, Ants. I'm trying to do. Oh, where is it? I'm trying to do the same with my brand, bro. So many barriers with getting it going. I understand, and as two people that have been there alongside you.
The government actually found someone we're looking for! Yeah, baby, yeah!
Funny Negro, thank you so much for the follow and being here today.
Thank you so much, Funny Negro. I'm so not used to
Uh-oh, that's not a great name.
No. I'm so not used to your alerts yet.
So I hate it. I just want to be able to build myself to a sustainable level. Human instinct is, I've read that. I know some is residential services who want to learn how to use the internet but haven't got access. And that's where we are.
I think what you just said about wanting to learn, what opportunities for individuals in residential to learn the internet? Is it a cost for them? Is it a time factor for the individuals? Excuse me. for running the service. It's really disappointing. And one of the point that you make is actually access to information is really important. I think we all want to be able to earn our own money and not depend on the state, but I think the state needs to understand in ways that, hey, we've got challenges from time to time, so give us a break. We might need to take time off work because of our health, or we may only be able to work part-time, so we won't be able to cover all our bills. And I think that's a really good point, access to information, access to understanding what is available for us other than us having to try and find it, access to work, yeah.
I think just to come back to Ains's point, what is the opportunity for residential services to provide access to ICT, to laptops, to webcams? How easy is it? I might get grenaded in the face for making this comment, but honestly, how easy is it to get into streaming? If you get a half-decent computer, doesn't need to be an absolute, world-destroying monster like mine, but if you've got a half-decent computer, an average webcam, and some way to get your sound into the computer, you can have your own live social media platform.
Can I ask you a quick question about that?
Go.
How hard was it for you to set up a Twitch account?
Well, I mean, for the first week or so, I did need to read up on some stuff. But as soon as I, knew my way around the software, it was fine. And to further emphasize that point, you can even do it from your phone. You don't even need to do it from the computer.
So, say you could, I'm not saying you exactly because you're a very busy man, but someone like you who is a support worker could easily be teaching these individuals in residential care.
I'm gonna stick my neck out right here, right now, and you can clip this. You can clip this part of the video if you want. I am putting my hand up, so literally putting it up, to say that I will come to residential providers anywhere in the country as long as my travel is paid for, and I will teach people how to use social media, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Snapchat, whatever you want. I will do that, and I will do that for free as long as the equipment is provided. That's it.
Yeah. So it's possible.
I will literally give my time. I don't give my time to anyone.
No. No, you don't.
I don't give my time to anyone except the good people of Twitch. So, yeah. Happy to be called out on that, Eds. Like, I've been thinking about it for a long time. Our people, our community, need to be taught how to leverage these tools. And I'd be obsessively more than happy to give my time to help people build their capacity in that area. So Bloke says, there is one problem. A successful Twitch streamer needs a good front personal, which you both are. So I think he means that you need good interpersonal skills.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, Bloke, just to come to that point, I've not always been the most upfront, out there, confident person that there is. I've had to develop those skills. And may I just say, even to this day, like this very day, when I have to go up and speak in front of a room full of people, 50, 60 people. That's not even a lot of people, but that's a room full. You know, that's a boardroom full.
Mm-hmm.
Even with that, I still get nerves.
Mm-hmm.
I still get the shakes. I still get the dry throat. I still get like the feeling, am I going to do a good job?
Mm-hmm.
You know, am I going to deliver what the people actually want me to deliver?
Mm-hmm.
I'm very self-conscious and overly self-aware. So I just want people to know that while they may perceive me in one particular way or another as being confident in whatever, believe you me, the nerves never go away.
Yeah.
But that should never be a reason not to continue to develop yourself.
And I guess what we could say is, you know, we want individuals to be getting paid a good wage, but Twitch could be a good way to actually develop a person if they do not have good interpersonal skills, if they cannot talk with individuals and could not work at a job for that reason. You're talking to a camera, you've got no one necessarily, and it's a good way to start, grow some skills maybe, and maybe they could move on to have the confidence to be able to go out and have a job. This idea maybe.
So I just wanna come to some comments that Ant has made. Let me talk to some people about that. So she says she's gonna pull me up on my offer to go around the country and teach social media platforms. And she also says, and thank you both for the time that you invest in me. You're very welcome, Ant. Ant is part of the talent team division of Epic Studios. Epic Studios is the parent company for all my social media brands, and we are very happy to have Ant along as part of the family, and we look forward to the awesome good things that Ant does going forward. And Ant, if you wouldn't mind, could you please, for the record and for the people watching at home, drop the link to your blog in the chat, where we'd love to get you some positive energy and traffic going your way to your blog. We know that you put a lot of time and energy into that, so we'd love to blast you with some positivity around that. Bloke says, Twitch, I hear you, there is no hiding. That is why you guys come across so well. We appreciate your enthusiasm, your love, positivity, and attention. Bloke, if everybody, whether you're watching this live here tonight or you're watching this video on demand later on, can you please do me the biggest favour? Click on antsventures.co.nz, share it out on all your social media platforms. Let everybody know that Ants is a up and coming disability champion with a real passion for the outdoors and climbing, and we want to make her as big and as influential as we possibly can. Please, you would be doing me the biggest favor. She is available for speaking gigs. Yes. She is available for public appearances, and you can email her at
talentteam@epicstudios.co.nz.
Nice. Woo! We got that down pat, don't we?
Yeah. So, I hope you guys all know about Talent Team. We really want to focus on individuals and knowing individuals have talent and support them in their journey to actually maintaining their own careers. So we really look forward to growth and development for everyone. Everyone has an individual talent. It may be different for everybody, but we look forward to meeting everybody. And if you want to work with us, let us know.
So it's not lost on me that we're probably not going to solve New Zealand's accessibility problems here tonight.
No.
But really wanted to add to the dynamic dialogue that Mike and I created earlier on tonight. For the first time ever, I didn't tell you this, Hannah, but I shared the link on my Facebook, and I was really interested to see who would come out, because I don't generally share my stream links on Facebook. So Ants definitely came, and I'm glad she saw that. I think she was already following, so she would have got a formal alert. So really awesome to see Bloke
Hey,
Black.
everybody, I found one! The government actually found someone we're looking for! Yeah, baby, yeah!
Clonopes, welcome to the Farrar Familia. If I've said that wrong, please let me know in the chat.
Please tell us a bit about yourself. We'd love to hear a bit about yourself. I don't think we've met you before. Thanks for joining.
So Ant has got to head off. She says, have a great night, guys. Love you all, but gotta head off.
We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Get that. It's 9:23 p.m. New Zealand Standard Time. And I can completely understand that she needs to head off.
Yeah.
I'd love to... What do we do, Hannah? What do we actually do? Because I'm certain, as I've said a couple of times tonight, we can't leave it up to the big guys anymore.
No, we can't. I've had enough. I think Ants is right place. We need to kick down the doors and
she wants to kick ass.
She wants to kick Phil.
She's not kicking doors, she's kicking ass.
She wants to kick Phil Twyford's ass.
Ass.
Yes. Well, of course, I'm a lady and I wouldn't do that. Jokes, everyone. But I think something that would be good to do is one person that would actually have some contact with Phil would be Minister Carmel Stepanoni. Have a meeting with her. We know that she is actually the Minister for Disability, and I think if we're able to just get in her ear to actually then be able to communicate with Phil about actually moving forward with this, I think it'd be great to actually talk to Phil as well, because he should be on this and he should be actually understanding this.
So I think while Ants is not planning to participate in the stream anymore, she is planning to lurk. And one of the last comments, she's just made another comment. I already kick ass.
Great.
Just add them to the list.
Great.
Love that. Love your enthusiasm, Ants. And if I didn't make this comment clear at the beginning of the show, you know, the work that you're doing in the Mid-Central is critical. Disabled people and families all over the country are relying on the advice that you guys are giving right now. So without giving you an anxiety attack, I just want to say keep up the good work.
Yes,
because it's so needed right now.
It's so important, the work that you're doing, and so influential.
And please know, and please know that you know, while I helicopter in different spaces, if you guys on the ground in the Mid-Central ever need anything, and I mean anything, double underline anything, if there's anything I can do for you guys at all you need to do is send me a message and I'll be right there. I've proved that once already and I'm very prepared to do it again.
Yeah, definitely.
No questions asked.
Definitely.
Because this world, like, this is going to sound like I'm getting into a self-help space. This world does only get better if we give. I've said that to you a lot, right?
Yes.
You have to give and expect nothing.
Yes.
I'm either the best businessman in the world or I'm the worst one.
Yes.
And I prefer to think of myself as the best one.
Yes.
But, you know, I've left money on the table because I want to help people first and foremost.
Yes.
Sure, right? And anybody you ask, anybody even remotely within the sphere of the disability community will say, you know, Jade, he can be a bit weird. Can't we all?
Yeah.
But, you know, he really goes in for people. He really goes in.
Yeah.
Nobody goes in like me.
No.
I put my body on the line. I put my sleep on the line for this community.
You do.
I want to see everybody. And I mean everybody. It doesn't matter what color, orientation, worldview that you have. I want to see all disabled people do well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So well. Sounded a bit Trumpy there for a second.
Got a few other ideas of alternative ways, but I think we should start a campaign on actually educating, and you know, those people who do not need the needs for a house or accessible bathrooms. I think it'd be great if, you know, we started hearing your voice actually supporting the needs for accessible bathrooms, supporting that need for accessible housing, the universal design of housing,
Mm-hmm.
you know, just individuals sharing that amongst themselves, spreading the word. I just thought of something that popped into my head, when I was a few years back, I was contacted by a friend, and she was doing interior design or design, and she actually asked me, how do I design a house? This is the project that I've got to do. I've got to design a house for a person who's visually impaired, blind. And I think, wouldn't it be great to get an ear of just university lecturers to say, right, you've got a project to design amazing accessible bathrooms, and just spreading that, getting that knowledge out there, and
inspiring,
making it more common.
Inspiring future architects to even want to be accessible.
Yes.
Yeah, right. I get that. I've got a certain bias against universities. I think they suck the lives and creativity out of young people and steal their money in the process.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, that's just me. There are certain professions like doctors and surgeons and whatever have you that need qualifications, but largely speaking, you know, I think skills can be learned in many avenues.
They were actually coming up with some really cool design. I did say, you know, I would get sick of that. He actually said to me, he said, hey, what if I do like, this was referring to someone who was visually impaired or blind, and he said, what if I made like organ stairs, so every time you stepped on a step, it made a sound? And I just had to say to him, I couldn't stand that at all.
It doesn't actually help you find the stair, though.
No. So he was coming up with creative ideas of what he thought could be really cool, and then he spoke to me from actually my lived experience. So if something was like open to their creativity and their growth, yeah. But yeah, I completely understand what you mean about universities.
No, I mean, that's just a bias I have. I just want to make sure that you knew about where I was coming from.
Oh, yeah, I completely understand
in terms
your
of that,
view.
yeah.
Completely understand your view.
But, like, I'm not a complete redneck, you know. I understand there are certain things that you absolutely need to get qualified for. I guess I come from a bias that in business,
Yes.
The only way to learn business is to be in business.
Yes.
None of this MBE bullshit, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Just do what you need to do. Get the skills you need to get.
Yeah. I found I've learnt so much by working with you, the individuals that you then work with. I get to learn from them.
Yeah, but what have you actually learned though? Like I've heard you say that a couple of times. But what actually have you learned?
I've said that because I've truly felt that because you're Jade Farrar, people don't actually remember me. Just like today I got called Heather. I wasn't going to correct her though because I thought... No.
Yeah, I did notice that you got called Heather today, but...
I wasn't going to correct her. I thought, no, that's not the right situation. No, not going to correct her.
Well, hold on a minute, because I've been called James, I've been called Jay, I've been called Ja, I've been called all sorts of things, so it's not just you.
No, I know, but you more get recognised and known and respected. I guess that's what I was meaning. Like, well, what do people think of me? I'm just not.
You're
really,
Jade Farrar's assistant.
I'm not really respected for my ideas. I think I've been respected the most by one of your colleagues for your project. She's like, wow, that's so true, Hannah. Wow.
Which one's that?
Elena.
Elena.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, Elena's cool. I like Elena.
Sometimes you'll be like, wow, that's such a different idea. Yes. Yeah, why didn't I think of that?
Every now and then you'll throw out better ideas than me.
Yeah, which is awkward.
So how is that not being recognised?
That is awkward. But no, I love working with you. I learned so much, and I've recently just had the opportunity to, last year I had the opportunity to actually take over the finance of the business, and I absolutely love it. I did enjoy maths at high school, and I kind of didn't see any use for my math skills and understanding for a few years, and then finally I'm really enjoying it.
It's really cool that you are alongside me, and for those that know us, they know that you're alongside me basically 24/7. Some people have accused me of kidnapping you and stealing you. But, you know, for the record, I just want you to have whatever it is that makes you happy.
Thanks, and I'm really happy. I
100%.
feel like I've really got a management position within the company. You know, we are a small company, but I feel like I've got a management position, and actually at times I know that you're really busy and you can't really hear about the company. You're focused on your work, and I really want to share what I think, so I need to learn a bit about that. Just taking it back and keeping those ideas to myself, but it's great. I love it.
So Bloke is back in the chat. His Linux box crashed.
What?
I can't believe it. Linux crashed. He said it crashed the minute that I clicked on Ansa's link.
Oh no.
She broke me. That doesn't sound right.
Bloke can't be broke.
Bloke can't be broke. He's just a bloke, you know. Just a bloke. Don't give him a hard time. He's in New Zealand, just a bloke.
Oh. Yeah, no, bloke's cool. He's a loyal follower, so thank you.
So you know, I think we've come to a point in the stream that makes sense for us. I will be in the Discord for a little while after. Oh, okay. Yeah, hold on. I'll get you the link if I can just find it. I just copied it from the history because I kept it open.
Cool.
So the link to Anta's blog is just here. No, her website is legit. It's 100% legit. It's a blogger site. So it's not even one she built herself. So it should be fine to click on. I don't know what the issue is. I click on it all the time to see what she's talking about.
Yeah.
So anyway, guys, I really hope you're doing well, and I'd love to sort of continue this dialogue about how to promote accessibility in New Zealand and around the world.
Yes.
Because I have a few ideas, but I don't necessarily know if they're good ones. So I think the best way to sort out whether you have good ideas or not is to just start a dialogue about it.
Would love to hear that.
I made a really strong comment on Mike's stream earlier that I think the fact that only 2% of housing stock is accessible, in my eyes, is the biggest piece of evidence to show that disabled people and their families, in the eyes of the community at large and policymakers, in those people's eyes, we seem to be rather irrelevant.
Yes. Which is really disappointing.
Right? So, 24% of, a community of just over 4 million people.
Yeah.
And you've only got 2% of housing stock actually accessible.
Yeah.
So, look, guys, I don't know if this is the platform to do it. I don't know if my voice will mean anything to people, but we need to step it up, because disabled people are not irrelevant. I'm definitely not irrelevant. Hannah's not irrelevant, and I would feedback to you guys, and I would say, nobody is irrelevant. So please don't make the New Zealand disability community feel irrelevant. Because on the back of those, your force was heard on Twitter. I commented on that post you did. The one about free speech. Was that the one, bloke? I think I remember the one that you're talking about. Yeah. I did a tweet on free speech.
Oh, cool.
Bloke loved it. I was so stoked.
Cool.
That he stepped up. I think he liked it and he commented on it.
Cool.
So, yeah.
We
Yeah,
really appreciate you sharing and following us on different social media.
Yeah, thank you, bloke. How's the YouTube doing tonight? We seem to be really far behind on YouTube. What the hell is up with this? I'm just gonna... This doesn't look right. The YouTube looks like the beginning of the... Oh no, we good. Yeah, no. When I clicked on it, it started from the beginning.
What?
I was like, what? Oh, he also retweeted it as well.
Oh, thanks, bloke.
Wow, man, that means a lot. Like, since we're on the topic, though, bloke, and because I haven't talked to you for the longest time, I mean, where are you at with free speech? What's your philosophy around free speech, and where do you sit with it all? I'd be really interested to know your perspective.
Excuse me for a minute. I'm just going to go and get a drink of water.
And there are no wrong answers. Like, this is a very fair, open and honest forum. Just clicking around, checking on everything. So bloke says, my view, everyone has the right to have a say. Whether I agree or not, that is my choice. Absolutely. I think that diversity of opinion is so important. And I worry with the developments of the Auckland City Mayor banning individuals from using meeting spaces, hui venues. I really worry for what that means for our country. Truly and honestly. Just checking on everything. Yeah, we're doing okay. I don't know what happened before. It literally started from the beginning on YouTube.
Don't know.
But I think that was just my lag.
Yeah.
I don't lag. I've got the best computer on the block.
It's good to be out here with you guys, and always good to talk. Discord's going to be open, so...
Laura wasn't the issue for me. So, tell me a bit more about that bloke. Laura Southern, is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to know more about that. Let's have that conversation.
Yeah.
While bloke is replying, no pressure, Hannah, no wrong answer. What is your position on free speech? Go.
Well, honestly, I actually thought our country, New Zealand, had free speech, but it was not. You know, I know we don't have the First Amendment like America, but I thought we were a pretty free country. And I thought what I love is when we can share difference of opinions and learn from each other. Otherwise, how do I learn? How do I actually know? Laura Southern, Jade has done his research and has assured me that what she's been painted for of who she is
not correct.
Is not correct at all. And like many people having offence to conservatives, they believe that they're racist and
bigots, fascists,
and really they've told truths. Or another thing that I really noticed that conservatives do is actually ask the question. So they're not actually saying how something is. They're actually saying, well,
these are the facts.
And what do you think about it? How could you make it different? Or Laura Southern wasn't an issue for me at all. I thought she was coming here, and we all have the choice to go and actually pay their money to go and see her. Why would she be banned? It was our choice. So whoever goes to see her, you've got to pay your money.
Yep.
That's my thoughts.
So, bloke says Laura wasn't the issue. It is how Goff made the decision on behalf of all Aucklanders.
Yes.
That pissed me off.
That really pissed me off.
It could be the Mayor of Wellington. That would piss me off too.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that bloke really hit the nail on the head. Who the hell is Phil Goff? What I said in my tweet is that Phil Goff is the guardian of Auckland on behalf of the people that pay the bills. Mm-hmm. He doesn't pay the bills, we pay the bills. Our rent pays the bills, our rates pay the bills. He's got nothing to do with Auckland. He's merely managing it on our behalf. Mm-hmm. Sure, he gets voted, he gets all these special privileges, fine. But remember who put you there. Mm. Remember who mandated you. It's not about you. It's about the people of Auckland. And whatever city is having issues, remember, mayors of New Zealand, it's not about you. It's got nothing to do with you. Bloke says, your tweet hit it perfectly. That's what stood out for me.
Love it.
It's just so practical. This is not your city.
Mm-hmm.
This is not your city.
I actually love what you said the other day to me. You said, actually, Phil Goff hasn't politically shown his true colours and actually shown what side he supports more. Is he a conservative or a liberal? Now, all of a sudden, he comes out and wants to ban
He's
this one
definitely
woman
a liberal.
and makes this decision, you know. Why restrict it on how many people? And I just have to repeat again, you've got to pay to go to this event. It was going to be held at a council property, but what does that matter?
I posed the question about whether this will actually impact his future mayoral campaigns.
Yeah.
Because are we to say there's no conservatives in Auckland?
Yeah.
That not a single person wanted the opportunity to sit down and hear a alternative perspective? You know, I'm not advocating for conservatives or liberals.
No.
Like, this is not the platform for me to put forward my political views. What I'm saying is, if someone wanted the opportunity to hear a perspective, to hear a view, why not just allow it?
Yeah.
Like, why protest? How many conservatives do you see protesting the LGBT community? I mean, I'd love to be corrected on this. How many conservatives do you see, you know, marching outside of abortion clinics?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I wouldn't have facts on that, but I think
You know,
how I sit is I'm really in the middle, and I think free speech is so important, and it's choice and control for everyone, and to understand difference of opinion, I love. Yeah.
So Bloke says, OMG, we think the same, Jade. I don't give two hoots about liberals or conservatives. To me, a good party is one who is ready to start conversations instead of throwing out threats.
Yes.
And Mr. Bloke, I would also I would also add that a good political system is based on actually wanting to help people. There's an idea.
Not putting forward promises and not delivering on any of those promises.
What good is a parliament filled with lawyers and business people and people that have no sense of the reality on the ground?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we need more mums in the parliament. We need more dads in the parliament. We need more everyday hard-working New Zealanders in the parliament.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of seeing all these penguins floating around the debating chamber.
Yeah.
And you know, in their penguin suits, flailing around and calling each other names and telling everybody to stop getting pregnant or stop drinking alcohol. Fine, over there in your high horse. We get that you have an opinion, and on the basis of what I said earlier tonight, it's important that everybody has one. But these politicians, I think, generally speaking, the New Zealand political system has seriously lost grip.
Especially what you've been working on within systems transformation and change for individuals for disability policy, a big thing that we've seen is actually the inclusion of community. So the directors, the individuals who will be the ministers are not actually going to be the ones just speaking from their opinion. It is what they are saying is all from the community. And I think that's what we need to be seeing more. Regular everyday people hearing from the community in the chamber, actually sharing the community's needs, wants.
Here we go. So Bloke says, you know what I really think? Our government needs to stand on its own feet. We don't need anyone else. In fact, all countries should do this. We're too busy sucking up to the big powers. I hate globalization. Woo-wee!
Yep.
Wow-wee!
Love it.
I wouldn't go as far as hating globalization, but I absolutely agree that we spend too much time sucking up. I really do. Appreciate your perspective, Bloke, and that's fine by me. I really appreciate you sharing your words with us.
Too much time reflecting on the parliament and politicians around the world, reflecting on the work that they're doing. Too much time spent actually looking at other people's work, not actually doing the work.
Yeah, I would also add that, you know, in terms of just bringing it back to the theme for today's stream, you know, much less talking, much more doing. Yes. There's a lot of evidence out there. There's a lot of good standards being developed in the area of accessibility. Yeah. We've got the knowledge. We've got the tools. Just go.
Yeah.
That's something I say to you a lot, isn't it?
Just do it.
Just stop talking. Just go.
Yeah. Sometimes you're like, nah, just talk to me, right? We'll talk about it. And then sometimes you're like, nah, go away.
Just do it. Exactly. Just do it is what Bloke says, you know. I mean, hui is important. Discussions are important.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's about going back to what going back to what it means to be Kiwi, rolling up your frickin' sleeves.
Yes.
And just
do it.
Bloody do it.
Yes.
You know, there's only so far that talk is going to take you, which is pretty rich coming from an IRL Twitch streamer. But you know, it's my goal to generate a dialogue. It's my goal to generate a conversation. It's my goal to hopefully inspire. I don't pitch myself as rather aspiring at all, but I do hope to inspire, and I do hope to encourage, and I do hope to help. That's what I'm here for.
You're not just here to talk at somebody. You're here to actually have a dialogue, engage, and hopefully inspire. I think that'd be really good.
Hopefully, yeah.
So that'd be really good.
Is there anything else that you thought would be good to talk about before we wrap up today?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Oh,
Something happened yesterday that I was going to talk about.
what happened yesterday?
Something happened to me yesterday I was literally going to talk about. I can't remember now.
Yeah.
Fingers?
Is that what you're going to talk about?
My fingers? Oh, no. Oh, should we? You can start that off.
Is that what you wanted to talk about?
Sure, yeah. It wasn't what I was thinking about. We can talk about that.
I was just trying to think, like, what happened yesterday.
Okay, go.
So, yesterday it was really nice. Jade actually recognised that we've been working really hard. And we've actually just got to spend a bit of time to take a step back from the business and take a step back from the work we're doing and communicate and talk to each other. And we went and had a nice treat and went to the spa. So that was really nice.
And what did we do?
We had a manicure and a pedicure.
Even I got one. Even I got my nails done. How metro is this shit?
So I actually had mine painted.
Yeah, I didn't get mine painted. I just got mine cleaned up. I just want to be a bit more boardroom ready, you know?
Yeah.
I even got my toes done too. We both got our toes done.
Yeah.
You got electric purple?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I was like, right, Jade, what should I get? And I really trusted him because he could see. I couldn't see the colours. I was like, oh, what should I get? And I was a bit worried for my
Check
tongues.
this out. Like, how clean are these babies?
And yeah, it was just really nice and relaxing, and I really appreciate it.
Uh-oh! Sexist comment alert! Whoop, whoop, whoop! Bloke says, real blokes don't do that? Come on, bro.
No, honestly, you know why? There's a real reason why.
I need to be boardroom ready, man.
And I can't cut nails. I can't cut nails, so it doesn't work. So it was more that I just, pulled them along. Said, right, you gotta come with me. Have them look good.
So I got a nice Balinese lady to trim my nails, do whatever the hell with the cuticles,
Give you a nice massage.
clean me up, buff me up. It was like I was sitting there and I had my hands on the table and I'm like, geez, no wonder females do this. It's actually really nice.
Yeah.
It's actually really nice, and I just kept looking at my fingers today like, they're so clean.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's that.
What else were you thinking of yesterday?
Nah, I forgot.
That I took you out, or...
Nah, it wasn't that. There was something. It doesn't matter. Anyway, guys. Here we go. But it's okay for girls. If a guy did it, we get crap on the building site from the on-site building foreman. Hell, we'd be banned. We'd be banned from the site. I'd like to challenge that bloke. I'm prepared to send you a voucher for a pedicure and manicure at your nearest beauty salon. I actually want to put a challenge on you to go get it done. And then you have to post pictures in my Discord, and then we got to share them with all my viewers.
And then you know what? I've got what I'm envisioning.
What?
I'm envisioning bloke having really nice shaped nails, and then what are you going to do, bloke? Go and find some mud, go and rough them up straight away, so before you go to work, all good.
No, but the thing is, like your hands actually come cleaner because they've like taken all this like cuticle skin off. Like your nails are actually cleaner. Like realizing that I'm sounding so metro right now. But honestly, bloke, don't knock it till you tried it. You really should try it. Full disclosure, I've had it one time before. We did, didn't we?
Yeah.
One time before, but it's been a few years. And to get it done yesterday, I just looked at my hands and I'm like, wow. These puppies are good to go, man.
Yeah.
Anybody would shake my hand with hands these beautiful. This beautiful, I should say.
And no, we've been missing streaming for a while. We've been trying to stream, but we're shocked at what the quality of internet is like in all the hotels. Been to a few now. And yeah, I'm just trying to think.
Yeah, so no one's telling you to get your nails painted. Mine aren't painted. Like, this is just the reflection of the computer screen. Let me get the preview. Mine aren't painted. This is just my fingers. Like, no.
See, mine are painted.
You can't even. Yours are nice and subtle and discreet, though, yeah?
Yeah.
But in real life, they're nice and shiny?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got really nice ones.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Good for work. Definitely didn't get them painted. Definitely didn't get any polish on them. No. Just cut.
Yep, no. Full disclosure, I have had my nails painted by an ex-girlfriend of mine in high school. Like, you know me, I was looking to impress and get in the good books. And then one day it was like a sleepover, one thing led to another, and jeez.
I was going to say, you know you have had them done one other time.
When was that?
When your lovely daughter gave you henna and got out the felts.
No, I've literally had my nails painted.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Better than eyebrow shaving. I have had my eyebrows done as well. Like, I did that. I got them waxed. Like, don't you do this stuff, bloke? Like, I thought every dude, like, does all this. Seriously. Oh, and by the way, everybody, bloke is now the bit leader with 20 bits. Thank you so much for your enthusiasm, bloke. I know it's very hard to gather together the bits, so thank you for your energy and enthusiasm.
Thank you, we really appreciate it.
But for right now, guys, I feel like we might be at a good place to end the stream. For those of you that followed tonight for the first time, thank you so much for being here. Bloke, you've been a soldier throughout this whole thing. Good to see you back, and hopefully we can connect with you more.
Yes.
And for the rest of you guys, shout out to Ants, shout out to Mike, shout out to everybody that joined us today. And until next time, guys.
Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next one.
Stay awesome.